Back with us now, National Border Patrol Council President is Brandon Judd. Brandon, it's always a pleasure having you on. Brandon, we want your reaction to this flashback. Joe Biden, 2007, saying, yeah, we got to secure the border. Watch this.
No great country can say it is secure without being able to control its borders.
Where is that version of Biden now?
That version is now a lying version, unfortunately. When you hear what the White House, he's going to say that the border is secure. The White House is going to come out and say, we have secure borders. Nobody's walking across our borders. That's what they're saying, and that's what they're trying to convince the American public of. They want the American public to believe their rhetoric rather than their lying eyes, because their eyes are clearly showing them that everybody is crossing the border illegally. Our borders aren't secure, but the White House is lying. And so President Biden's going to say, well, I meant what I said back in 2007, and he's going to continue to lie to the American people. That's what we're dealing with right now.
We've got illegal immigrants now sleeping on the streets of El Paso and other border states as local shelters have hit capacity. We're talking children as young as 2 years old. We've yet to hear any offer to take in these illegal immigrants by any member of the squad or any Democrat states or district. Looking the other way is not a strategy. So why aren't they taking them in, right? Where the heck is that effort?
And that clearly shows that they truly do not care about people. They only care about whether or not they're going to get reelected. That's all they care about. They don't care about people. Border Patrol agents, we care about people. We do the best that we possibly can every single time we take these individuals into custody. The politicians, the Democrats, they do not care about them. They don't care if they're sleeping on the streets because they know the mainstream media is not going to cover it. And if it doesn't get covered, then there's not going to be an honest conversation. You and I are going to have that honest conversation, but the mainstream media is not.
We've been having this conversation since 2016 about the border, Brandon. You know, Texas Governor Abbott, he doubled down. He did bus more migrants to Vice President Kamala Harris's home. The vice president was just recently in Houston. She's a border czar, didn't go to the border. We have 29 Texas counties declared invasion. Martha's Vineyard, D.C., Illinois, they've been talking about bringing in the National Guard, but to deal with illegals being bussed in or flown in. But the Biden White House has flown, bussed, and used taxis to send tens of thousands of illegal immigrants across the country, usually in the dead of night. So that's what's been going on, too. Let's listen to New York City Mayor Eric Adams. He's talking taking legal action against Texas for sending busloads of migrants to the Big Apple. And then he's saying it's not a problem. You're also going to see a Telemundo reporter appearing on MSNBC saying that migrants are actually thanking Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for sending them to Martha's Vineyard. Watch this.
Just over a year ago, you tweeted, quote, New York City will remain a sanctuary city under an Adams administration. What is your message to migrants arriving in the U.S.? Should they still come to New York City?
I think that they should come to any place in the country that they desire their pursuit of the American dream. You know, I say it all the time. This is the only country where dream is attached to its name.
I can tell you they are not angry at Ron DeSantis. They are actually thanking him for having brought them to Martha's Vineyard, where they were very well received. But other people, well, they're saying they're being used as political pawns. They don't resent it for now, and they know they're the lucky ones.
What do you say, Brandon?
Liz, I hope that Mayor Adams brings a lawsuit against Governor Abbott and DeSantis and even potentially Ducey, because if he does that, he's going to lose. And when he loses, that information is going to get out to the American people. The American people want to know what's going on. It's all being covered up right now. And so if he does something that stupid, which I hope that he does, then he's going to lose, and we're going to be able to discuss it in an open forum. We're going to be able to discuss it honestly, and then the American people will know.
Brandon, migrants are not lured onto the buses. They pick which city they want to go to. They say they like, quote, the free ride. I mean, that's what we're hearing. That's what CNN is reporting. They can get off the bus along the way to go to relatives. And they were informed of their destination prior to getting on these flights. They were actually shown maps. Let's listen to Democrat California State Senator Gloria Romero on the hypocrisy from the left on this. Watch.
So here we are facing a border that has not been secured for quite some time. Over 2 million migrants coming through, and it took only 50 brown people showing up in one of the most exclusive Democratic enclaves without leaf blowers and without mops, for it to be declared a national emergency and to get the media focused on this. It's absolutely hypocritical. And many Latinos like myself, we consider ourselves Democrats, but we are completely disaffected, disenchanted with how we have been treated.
Yes, so that's a Democrat. And Brandon, Senator Ted Cruz said Democrats didn't seem to care when dozens of migrants died in the back of a truck in June of this year, or are drowning at the border, or being killed and raped and assaulted by human and drug traffickers, which has been going on for years. Thousands die every year making the trip illegally. Go ahead, Brandon, final word.
They didn't care, and that's the hypocrisy that we're currently seeing. We know better than anybody. My Border Patrol agents and I, we know better than anybody what currently goes on, and we can tell you that what Biden is doing is inhumane. It's not humane, and the Democrats are completely ignoring it. Liz, I appreciate always being able to discuss this issue. It's an important issue, and the American people want to know about it.
Brandon Judd, come back soon. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us.